Hello, this is Emma of EmmaLiveYoga, and welcome to this 15-minute Brontë Themed guided meditation and relaxation. So things you may need for this practice: if you have a yoga bolster, you may use a bolster just for comfort. You may use some cushions or a sofa cushion if you've got any of those to hand, any bricks or blocks, possibly a blanket for underneath the back or just for some extra warmth. So I'm going to take you through a guided meditation, visual meditation, based on a walk behind the Brontë Parsonage in Haworth. I know many of you have been there. So I'm also from West Yorkshire, near Thornton, the birthplace of the Brontës. So I've walked this route many times. So we're all going to virtually join in this meditation. And a myth about meditation is that it's about emptying your mind. This is very difficult. The mind actually is designed to think. So really, it's about focusing the mind and giving it something to focus on, at the same time as guiding it gently back to the breath every time it inevitably wanders. So once we've done that, I will then guide you into a relaxation. Make sure you're comfortable, and I will do a reading from that position and guide you into relaxation. So as we arrive, come to comfortable seated position. It might look different to this. That's fine. You might sit in the chair, or you might decide to do this whole practice from a laying position. Again, entirely your choice. Press the palms of the hands towards the center of the chest, and we'll just take a few moments to connect with breath. Gentle squeeze of the pelvic floor. Take an inhale, gently lengthen. Exhale. And keeping the breath flowing smoothly in the nostrils. Inhaling and exhaling. And as you begin to feel this deep connection with breath, you can rest the hands down to any comfortable position. And if you're comfortable too, you can close the eyes or just soften the gaze. So initially, just beginning to observe breath coming in, breath moving out. Without making any changes or forcing or straining, allow the breath to be as it is, entirely its own rhythm, its own texture. And allow your awareness to rest on the simple truth: I am breathing in as I breathe in. I am breathing out as I breathe out. Breath washes up and down the spine. And if the mind wanders into past or future, gently guide it back to the simple reality of the inhale and the exhale. And as we begin to anchor our awareness to the reality of the breath coming in, the breath moving out, begin now to tap into a deeper plane of awareness which exists underneath all the everyday things. So now, as we stay anchored to the breath, you may visualize the Brontë Parsonage, this precious building, the top of Church Walk. And as we begin to lift higher up the textures of the building, which we know were made literally out of the moor, you can begin to see the moorland rolling in the distance behind, the fluctuations of cloud and sky. And as we glance down again, we can see the path which you may have taken, or you may have seen in pictures, or you may wish to imagine. The path which runs down the side of the parsonage past the museum and takes us beyond into the hills and the moors that the Brontës so loved their escape. their solace. And as we stay anchored to breath moving in, breath moving out, we begin to walk this path, aware of the sound of the sheep and the gentle bleating, aware of the tufts of grass as we move beyond the path through the gate. And we traverse the initial moorland, you can feel the gentle breeze on the face as we imagine we walk on a late summer's day. You can hear the sound of birds. You can smell the sweetness of the air, the gentle smell of grass and heath. And as we feel the breeze, we continue under lambent skies. And we become aware of every footstep in this present moment. We breathe in, we breathe out. Become aware of the texture of the breath in the nostrils as we walk at our own pace. Begin now to leave any notion of path behind. You can see the tussocked ground, the heather, the purple bells. As we begin to walk across moor, across areas where the grass seems pleached of color. We can look around us and see how this moorland rolls, an undulating sea, and seems to roll towards a liminal space where it meets the horizon and the sky. As we walk, we can begin to see the distant outline of Top Withens and the tree which shelters beside. We may even visualize the many homesteads which existed on this land, homesteads the Brontes would have been familiar with. As we head towards this infamous building said to be the source of Wuthering Heights, we can feel the love in our hearts the Brontes felt and we feel for this landscape which inspired beautiful, primal, evocative, elemental poetry. We can see rabbit holes and avoid standing in them. We can see tracks of creatures. You can see how the sun shifts in and out of clouds as shadows are cast down. The sweetness of the air, the breath as it moves through the system. As we breathe in the world around us, we breathe out ourselves into this world. And as we reach Top Withens, this atmospheric building, this shell of a building, we may be able to hear distantly on the breeze the sounds of the waterfall, the meeting of the waters, as the Brontes dubbed this place, a place where sisters could meet. We may rest here on the moor. We may even lie down and gaze up into the shifting sky, the cumulus clouds, distant tracks of bird wing. We can feel our wings unfurl into this magical atmosphere, this timeless space where all can exist at once, unbound by time, space, geography, we can feel connected in this space. And now keep in this restful image without bringing any disturbance to self. If you're seated, you may make your way comfortably down. If you're laying, you may gain an extra layer, making sure that you're comfortable. If you have the cushions or the bolster, you may place this underneath the back of the knees as you lay down. This creates some space in the lower back. You may support the head. You may bring the feet to rest on the bolster, whatever feels best. Allow the knees to touch as you open the palms. If you're sitting in your chair, you may simply move towards the back of the chair and just feel grounded through the sitting bones and the soles of the feet. As we come into the relaxation phase, we can allow the image of the parsonage, the walk, the moorland, the waterfall, top withens, the sheep, the curlews, the sky, to slide across the screen of the mind. And with the eyes closed, begin to drift down into places of peace, stillness, the quiet places. As you continue to rest and release here, I'll read to you an extract from a poem called Home Fires, inspired by this landscape in my collection called Hymns from the Sisters. This peat was used to heat homes, burnt turf steaming of long dead creatures, heather root and loam. I feel a longing for these walks, sharp, crisp air, and soft water, skin luminescent, tinged red, tender as unfledged birds, our memories fluting upwards in a baleful Yorkshire sky. We shelter in, near top withens, eyes filled to brim with strange primal beauty, emitted to only those who see their souls reflected indifferently in curlew's call and waterfall. Holding a hardy wildflower close, tiny bells of hope chime nature's song. So as you rest, allowing moment, quiet to absorb in sensory fashion, the smell, the sight, the feel of this landscape. And then take in a deeper breath in. On the exhale, just bringing some gentle movements to fingers and toes, whether you're seated or lying. And then gently move the head slowly from side to side, easing out the back of the neck. And you're ready to, on the next inhale, reaching the arms up and back for a full body stretch. Big exhale to let go. Bending the knees and the elbows, draw the knees in for a squeeze if you're laying. Fold over the legs if you're sitting in the chair for a squeeze and a rock from side to side. And then roll to one side, making your way through to comfortable seated. Sitting tall, lengthening the spine, lifting the heart space. And pressing the palms of the hands to the center of the chest. Allow the eyes to close for a moment longer and take a few moments to notice any changes in body, mind. emotions breath. And then take a deeper breath in. Exhale, blink the eyes open. And gently bow the head as we give thanks for our health, our practice. And of course, the inspiration of the Brontes and the landscape that we so love. Then take a deeper breath in, lift the gaze, exhale, and namaste. The light in me recognizes the light in you. So I hope you've enjoyed this guided visual meditation and relaxation. I hope you feel connected globally to all the souls practicing with you. My name is EmmaLiveYoga, Emma Conally-Barklem, and thank you for practicing with me.